Hey peeps, and welcome to another jobless tutorial on testing your map and compiling it. So, obviously we're going to be testing our map and compiling it. So what does that mean exactly though? Well, beta testing is actually not as much fun as you might think it is. What beta testing actually revolves around in this particular case is looking at the map, finding a bug, quitting your game, fixing one bug, only one bug each time, and going back, repeating exactly the same process, finding another bug, fixing that bug, saving, closing the program, restarting, over and over and over again. Never change more than one bug, and the reason why that is let's say you change 4 bugs all at once, and then one of those bugs causes another bug, which is even worse than the bug you went to fix. And then you're not sure which one of those ones actually caused the bug that was worse. So you've got to spend heaps longer trying to work it out. Whereas if you change one bug and it causes another problem, you go, oh no, okay, so I just won't do that. I'll do something different. That's generally how it works. So, yeah, let's get started. We'll start with compiling the map. So I've already compiled this a few times myself and fixed all of the bugs in here. For example, one thing you guys will have to do is all the weapons. You may have placed these different from me, but the way I had placed them, all my weapons were facing into the wall, a lot of them, or just hanging off things. So I've gone straight into them all up, rotated them all 90 degrees. Now you may have placed them differently. In fact, you should not have a map looking exactly the same way I have my map looking, because it is your map, and if you upload something that's exactly the same as mine, that probably isn't actually going to be released, because it's exactly the same. So yeah, if your map looks exactly the same as mine, I suggest going back to it, changing some stuff. You know, being a bit inventive. There's a lot of different scenery items, a lot of different sound items, weapons, all sorts of things you can play with. Do so, make yourself something unique, and then start testing it. I'm just going to take you through testing one item and altering that, so you know how you can do it. So I want to go OS tool, in your case just tool, build cache file. Now if you've installed open source, you will have OS tool as well, but otherwise you'll just have normal tool. Build cache file, levels/lone obelisk, or whatever your map's called, /lone obelisk. Now, in order to change the name of a map, you can't just rename the map. What you do is you go into Gruylia, or it's Sapien actually. You go into Sapien, you go saves no as, type a new name, save it, and then compile it as that new name. That's how you change the name of this map. Anyways, yeah, we're using lone obelisk here, so we'll just compile that. And it's done. Now we can test. So I'm just going to pause this here because I'm going to use Braps to record the testing. One more thing I should add before I continue is the shortcuts. So if you look here, I've got 2 different types of shortcut here. I've got Halo CE and Halo CE Multiplayer. Halo CE Multiplayer is just an ordinary shortcut, but I've called it Multiplayer because you can use it to play multiplayer. But the other one is a little bit different. So if I go over properties on it, you'll notice this extra stuff at the end. So I've kept the quotation marks around the end of the name, and I've added -console space -dev mode space -screenshot. Screenshot's not compulsory, but the other 2 are. And that allows you to use the console dev mode in this one, which will allow you to do things like play single player maps, unless you've got a custom UI like I do. Yeah. When you've got that on, you play multiplayer against other people on the internet, although you can use the LAN option to test multiplayer maps. So, do that, save as a separate shortcut, and then launch it. We're not probably going to be using it as such though. Okay, so we're in Halo Custom Edition now. This is the UI. Now my UI does look a little bit different from yours. This is my own custom UI made. I'm not going to show you how to make this UI. There are tutorials on the Halo Custom Mapping website, which, well, there's a link to the website in the description. Just Google up custom UI and there is a tutorial there which I use to make this. It's really easy to follow. Go through it. There's a video. Anyway, so single player maps, I guess I'm going to quickly mention here. I'm running open source, as you can see by the fact to say it's open source down the bottom here. It's got a little open source menu here too if I want to change some stuff, which I'm not going to do. Single player maps can be loaded in the dev mode version by going the till key and then typing up map_name followed by the name of the map. If you want to change difficulty, you'd go game_difficulty. On the non-open source version of this, you'll see all the single player maps here too. I highly recommend getting open source. There's no real sacrifice and it just improves the game so much. Yeah, so if you press a single player map in the multiplayer menu, it's just gonna, it won't halt the game, but it won't. So we're gonna select our map, go into Slayer and start up.
Slayer.
Alright, so I've started from one of these Slayer only spawn points. I'm going to go into the base and show you what we're going to be fixing. So as you can see, I can see right in the enemy base here. That's not good. We're going to be fixing that, and the way we're going to be fixing that is we're going to move these and have one here, one here, one here. So we're going to move this one here actually. No, that's it right here. See, so you can't see through there, we can't see through there very well. Just stop spawn from happening. That's change we're going to be making. Yeah. So one change at a time, remember? Here we go. We're going to quit out of the game and then we're going to go back into Sapien and make that change. Okay. Adding the Forerunner shields. So, first thing we're going to need to do is we need to go into scenery and we're going to remove the Forerunner shields that already exist. And we're going to place some new ones. So when placing them, it's a good idea to take a note of where the player spawns are. So there's one there, for example, and also where the net game equipment is. So there's one there. So the first shield we're going to place is about here. Select the shield from here, rotate it 180 degrees. It's nice to use this when you're rotating it to exact amount, otherwise it tends to look a little bit wonky. So place the first one there, and then we'll go over here and do the same thing. See where the player start is. It's there. Probably do a little bit more centered actually. And where are the net game equipment items? They're here. So it's going to go right here. Now if you look on this side from here, you've got the obelisk blocking half of it, and you've got that blocking the other half from the base here. Actually, no, not entirely true. So we can actually move this one to this side. There we are. As you can see now, you got the obelisk blocking half, and you got the shield blocking the other half. And then we're just going to place the player spawn point there, which means we're also going to have to alter where the gun goes. So I'm going to move this here, and I'm going to. Ah, no, that's fine. Actually, where it is. All right. So back to placing scenery. Put one here. No, put one here. Sorry, blocking off any direct line of sight straight through there. Move it out a little bit. This one doesn't need to be rotated. Check where the weapon spawns. That's fine. Check where the player spawns. That's fine. Alright, now we do second. We have 3 on each side. So the next one's going to go here. Once again, check where the weapons are, because I believe there's one round about here. Yep. And then we'll place one more right here. Then once again, quickly check where the net game equipment is. And move it out a little. Okay. So, that's that side done. We're just going to repeat the same process on this side. I'm going to move these little things out from the wall a little bit at the same time, just to make sure they don't go a nice distance to the wall. Probably shouldn't be doing that. I should probably do this as a separate test, but I do not see that harming the game in any way. Which is probably not a very good excuse, but there we go. So, once again, check. No, we're good. Alright, and then we place the last one here. And check. Alright, so that's that change implemented. That one could probably do it a little bit closer to the wall. Save it. Quit it. I've kept this open, so all I have to do is press the up button, and it saves it, and then we can test that out again. Okay, so testing quick as, just going to go in here,
Slayer.
start in the base, and as you can see, well, I mean, you can sort of, if you get the right angle, I guess you'll see into it, but it's certainly a lot better than it was, and that's the important thing. So yeah, that's one item tested. You'll probably have quite a few more to do. For example, I've straightened these weapons up here and here. Your weapons will not be straight, probably, differently from mine, which, well, I hope you have really, but yeah. So, you may need to change the weapons, how they look, so they're not going into a wall. I do not have to, I've already fixed that. But yeah, keep going through, change one thing, save, change one thing, save. Repeat that until you're happy with your map, how it looks, and then move on to the next tutorial and upload it. I'll see you guys around. Laters.